Imagine being able to buy your way into the US for $5 million. No waiting online, no complicated immigration process, just pay up and you're in. Well, that's exactly what President Trump is proposing with his new gold card visa. But is this a brilliant economic strategy or a dangerous loophole for the ultra rich? Well, let's find out. Donald Trump has always had a thing for gold. He's built gold-plated casinos, once wore a golden helmet, and of course, there's his iconic golden hair. So when he announced the golden card visa, it almost felt inevitable. But this isn't just another branding move. This is a $5 billion fast track to the US residency and even citizenship. Now, before we break down what this means, we first need to understand what it's replacing. Of course, that's the EB-5 investor visa. For decades, the EB-5 program was America's pay-to-play immigration scheme, which means wealthy foreigners could invest $1 million, create 10 jobs, and in return, they get a green card. Now, in theory, it was meant to fuel the US economy, but in practice, it became a bureaucratic nightmare, plagued by fraud, abuse, and never-ending wait times. Now, Trump thinks he has a solution. Scrap the old system and introduce the gold card visa, which has a higher price, fewer conditions, and according to him, a way to boost the economy and even help pay the national debt.
Be the best, and if we sell, just remember, 200,000, there's a line for EB-5 of 250,000 right now. 200,000 of these gold green cards is $1 trillion.
Critics, however, say this could open the floodgate to corruption, security risk, and favoritism towards ultra-rich. So is this a smart economic move or just a citizenship for sale? Let's break it down.
What Trump says.
Now that we know what the gold card visa is and why Trump wants it to replace the EB-5, let's look at his case for it. According to Trump, this isn't just about selling US residency. It's about boosting the economy, attracting top-tier talent, and even paying down America's debt. At the core of his argument are three selling points.
Number 1, job creation and economic growth.
Trump argues that wealthy investors will pump millions into the US economy, create jobs, and fund businesses just like the EB-5 visa was supposed to do, but better.
The people that can pay $5 million, they're going to create jobs, Trump said at his cabinet meeting. They'll be spending a lot of money, paying a lot of taxes, and employing a lot of people, and we think it's going to be extremely successful.
Now, his administration is framing this as a way to attract investors who won't just settle in to the US but actively contribute to the economy.
Number 2, fast-tracking the right immigrants.
Unlike traditional immigration, which involves a long vetting process and the skill of family-based criteria, Trump says the gold card will attract high-level people. He suggests that self-sufficient wealthy individuals won't strain public services, but instead bring prosperity to the US.
Number 3, a revenue stream for the US government.
Trump has suggested that the $5 million price tag could be used to help pay down the national debt. He even floated the idea that companies could buy these visas as a recruitment tool to hire foreign workers. So what's the big idea? Trump is pitching this as a win-win, a program that helps America economically, rewards high-value immigrants, and generates revenue for the country. But here's the real question. Is this a smart policy shift, or is it just a way to sell American residency to the highest bidder? Now, let's look at the criticism and risk that comes with this proposal.
Concerns against it.
While Trump's gold card visa has its supporters, critics have raised significant concerns over its potential economic and social impact, particularly on the US housing market. Let's break down the biggest issues.
1. Could this make housing even more expensive?
One of the biggest fears surrounding the gold card visa is the potential impact on the already overheated housing market. Real estate experts warn that if wealthy foreign investors are allowed to invest in real estate to qualify, it could, in theory, drive up home prices, especially in major cities and luxury real estate markets. According to the Morning Star, an influx of ultra-rich foreign buyers could potentially push the housing prices even higher, making it harder for average Americans to afford homes.
When foreign investors buy up residential real estate, particularly in city centers, that overheats the real estate market and makes it very hard for the locals to live where they used to live.
Even if the program isn't specifically tied to real estate investment, buyers with $5 million to spare are likely to pour money into high-end real estate, further fueling the problem. And the real-world precedent for this is concerning. Portugal, Spain, and Greece all saw housing prices skyrocket after implementing similar golden visa programs. In Portugal, for example, the real estate prices doubled in less than 10 years, making homeownership nearly impossible for locals. The situation got so bad that the government had to change the program to prevent further damage. Could the same thing happen in the US? With some home prices already at record highs, many experts believe this policy could only make things worse.
2. Legal and political uncertainty.
Another complication with the gold card visa is the legal and political roadblocks it may face. CNN highlighted that Trump cannot create a new visa category without Congress passing a law. While he can propose the program, Congress will need to approve it for it to become law. Moreover, the uncertainty around whether the gold card would replace or modify the existing EB-5 program adds another layer of complexity to the plan. The EB-5 program currently offers investors the opportunity to gain residency for an investment of over $800,000, and any modification would require congressional approval as well.
3. Potential for attracting corrupt actors.
Some critics, including Transparency International, have also raised concerns that the gold card could attract criminals or wealthy individuals seeking to launder money. Selling U.S. citizenship to the highest bidder, they argue, could allow bad actors to use the program as a shield for legal or political scrutiny. This raises questions about how the vetting process would work and whether the U.S. government could properly ensure that only wonderful, world-class global citizens are granted visas, as suggested by the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick.
4. A complex, unclear process.
There are still many unanswered questions about the gold card visa, including how it would be structured and who would qualify. Trump has said companies might be able to purchase visas for foreign employees, which raises concerns about the program being used for a recruitment tool. Now, possibly for wealthy foreigners rather than highly skilled or innovative individuals who could benefit the economy. Moreover, experts warn that the gold card visa could lead to economic inequality, as it is only accessible to ultra-wealthy, leaving many immigrants and workers without a viable path to citizenship. So what's the bottom line? While the gold card visa could bring in significant investment, it comes with risk, housing price inflation, potential legal battles, and questions about its fairness and sustainability. It's clear that Trump's proposal, while innovative, is fraught with complications that need careful consideration before it can be implemented.
The bigger picture.
What does this mean for the future? We've broken down what the gold card visa is and why Trump supports it and why critics are skeptical. But let's take a step back. What does this really mean for the future of the U.S. immigration and economic policy?
1. Are we putting a price tag on U.S. citizenship?
For decades, the U.S. immigration has been based on family ties, employment skills, or humanitarian need. But with the gold card, it's starting to feel like citizenship is being treated as a high-end luxury item, reserved for those who can pay the price for admission. We've seen this before. Portugal, Greece, and Spain all launched golden visa programs that brought in investment, but also fueled housing crisis and public backlash. So the question is, should the US follow suit? Now, supporters say if wealthy individuals want to invest in the country, why not let them? Now, critics argue that this creates a two-tier system where the ultra-rich gets fast pass while everyone else faces years of waiting and red tape. And let's be real, if you had $5 million to spare, would you spend it on a visa or just buy a private island somewhere?
2. Can this really pay off the national debt?
Trump claims the gold card visa could bring in $50 trillion and help pay off America's $35 trillion debt. But is that realistic? Now, here's where the math gets tricky. The EB-5 visa, which had a much lower entry point, about 800 to a million, only attracted about 10,000 investors per year. Trump expects 10 million applicants at 5 times the price. That's a big leap. Why this could work. The gold card is far less bureaucratic than the EB-5. Definitely make it easier to apply. Now, some ultra wealthy individuals may see US residency as a valuable asset. Why? This might not work. Even if the program far exceeds expectation, most of the money won't go directly to the government. It will be reinvested in private businesses, real estate, and infrastructure. And let's be honest, America isn't the only country offering golden visas. Why pay $5 million for the US when Portugal offers one for way less? So, can it bring in billions? Probably. Can it single-handedly erase the US national debt? Well, not unless Warren Buffett or Jeff Bezos or every oil tycoon on earth apply at once.
3. Does this create a two-tier immigration system?
If the gold card visa moves forward, we could see a new kind of immigration system emerge. Wealthy investors get a direct streamlined path to permanent residency, while skilled workers, students, refugees continue to face long wait times, complex paperwork, and years of uncertainty. Would this create resentment among those who have spent years trying to immigrate legally? Possibly. Would it make the US seem like a country where money trumps merit? That's the concern. And while Trump's base largely supports tougher immigration policies, this move could contradict its usual stance. Instead of building the wall, this could be seen as build the Golden Gate.
Final thought, is this a bold idea or just citizenship for sale?
The gold card visa is either a bold economic strategy or a fast track for the wealthy, depending on how you look at it. It could bring in billions, but not enough to fix the national debt. It could make US citizenship more exclusive, but at the cost of fairness. It could attract wealthy investors or just wealthy opportunists. So now I'll leave it to you. What do you think? Is Trump's gold card visa a smart economic move or just a billionaire shortcut? And also, would you buy one if you had $5 million lying around? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's debate. Bye.